Welcome to Massage Practice Insider. My name is Eleanor and my pronouns are she, her. And today I'm going to be reviewing the software for Complete Anatomy. This is a 3D anatomy software that allows you to look at the human anatomy in many different ways. And I'm going to show you guys a little bit about that today. I'm going to talk about it. So the website for this is 3d4medical.com. You can go there. There will be a link in the description below that you can click on that is going to take you here and show, so you can kind of look at it for yourself and view the website. Now, I am not affiliated with this company at all. I just think they're a really great product. So if you do click the link, it is just a straight link to the website. There's no affiliation with it at all. So you can actually get this software for almost all of your devices. You can get this on your Mac, your Windows, your iPad, your iPhone, as well as Android. Now, I have this software on my PC, I have it on my laptop, and I have it on my tablet, which allows me a little bit more functionality. I use my PC at home, which is currently what I'm on, and then I have my laptop, which is what I use to record other videos as well as work in my office. But I also have it on my tablet, which allows me to have it a little bit easier access. So when I have to talk to a client about this is the muscle that I'm working on, this is why I have to get into your armpit, or this is why I'm doing this specific thing, this is what this looks like, I'm able to pull that up on my tablet and be able to show my my clients what I'm working on, what I'm looking at. Now, there are 3 different levels to this subscription. It is a subscription service, so you do pay for it for a year. And there's 3 different levels to it. You have student, professional, as well as institutional. Student, you're going to get, there's very few differences between the 3, and I kind of want to show you guys those. Students, if you're a student or if you're just wanting to try this out for the first time, it is $40 for the year. For the first year, if this is the first time you're signing up for it. Otherwise, it's $75 for the year, and it's really, just really great and affordable. For you can't get an anatomy book, a decent anatomy book, for under $40. So this is something that's interactive and gives a lot of information that an anatomy book, because it's 2D, doesn't actually give. So the difference between student and professional in price is only about $15. And then you have the institutional, and the institutional is for teachers, educators, and creators of content. Not necessary for you to have unless you are a teacher. You do have to contact them for pricing though, because it's like they're going to ask you what you're using it for and how many students and things like that. And that's going to depend on the pricing at that point. Now, I do have the institutional because I do use this in my classes that I do teach, the continuing education classes that I teach, as well as things like this YouTube channel. And it allows me to kind of share with you guys some of the cool tools. So we're going to compare these plans. You do get a free trial. It is a 3-day free trial. If you're going to do the free trial, I definitely suggest that you do the trial and use it for the 3 days that you can. Now, from what I remember, it is a limited trial, so you don't get access to all of the services that you see here under the student, professional, and institutional, but you do get a lot of the best ones. So it allows you to kind of look at it, see if you do like it. But I'm also going to show you what you get for the student and professional price points. So we have our student, our professional, our institutional. We're going to compare these plans. So the thing I want you to know is there's not a very big difference between the student, professional, and institutional. The differences are going to come at the very end of this list. You're not going to see any differences in the beginning. So as a student or a professional or a teacher, you have access to every single model that is available on the app. There's the 3D model, the 3D female model, the male model. You can look at the differences between those, especially with the sexual reproductive organs. There's the atlas that's available. You have a library that's available to you that you can click on and view everything. You have tools that you can use to cut, to dissect a little bit. You can make notes. You can take, you can see what this really, you can see everything that they have. You can import images. You can simulate procedures and pathologies. It's really interesting with what you can do with it. You do have interactive radiology images. So you have your CT scans, your MRI scans, radiographs, things like that. And again, you're having access to all of these with whichever level you do decide to go to. You also have access to all of the courses that they have. And these courses, right now, they're only available in English, but they are extremely good courses for you to use, especially if you want to get into something a little bit more. Like, they also have kinesiotaping, which is really, really cool. So you can kind of look at like what that looks like. I've not taken that class, but I think that's awesome. But you can really get into these different models and see what's going on. You also have all of their educational videos that you have access to. So there's like under fitness, there's 919 videos that you can look up stretches for. You can look up different fitness things. Like if you are into more sports massage and you're looking at getting your personal trainer's license as well as your massage therapy license, these videos can help you out there. But it does have stretching. The ones that I've looked at are the stretching videos, and they're pretty decent because it actually shows you the muscles as you stretch. So it's really cool. You do get access across all of your platforms. All you do is sign in. You don't have to worry about it not working on your iPad versus a Samsung tablet, basically. All right, and here's where we start to see the difference, is where we start to getting to creating content. Now, you can, under any of these license, you can create bookmarks, you can create questions and quizzes. If you have multiple friends that have this same thing with you, you can actually create groups. So you can kind of study together. You can get together and say, okay, this is what we learned in class today. This is how we do it. It's very, very important. The one thing you can't do unless you have the educational model is the educational level is to export the 2D models. And I didn't start using that exporting 2D models feature until I started creating workbooks to go along with my continuing education classes. Another difference is your license and how you can use it. Now, if you only have a student license, you cannot use this with your clients. If you pay the extra $15 a month for that professional license, you can use this with your clients, that you can show them and say, this is what this is, and this is how this goes. The last thing is the curriculum manager. You don't get to be a curriculum manager or to have any type of curriculum that you would create unless you are institutional / educational. So, I mean, and I don't see why you would need to create curriculum unless you're paying for the educational license. So the difference here really, and we're going to go all the way back up to the top, really the difference here is just the price point and whether you can use it with your clients or not. And that's a $15 difference between the full price for student and the professional level. Now, what I want you to note is this is $100 a year. $100 a year is less than $10 a month. That is like one tip a month. So if you're going to be working with clients, maybe a little bit more medical, maybe a little bit more sports massage, this is a great tool to have in your toolbox that you can then show your clients and say, this is what we're working on. This is why I need to do this. This is how we're going to help you reach your goals. It allows you to elevate your practice, which then puts you in a little bit higher place of authority with your clients. So definitely go ahead and check this out. Now we're going to go and get into the actual program. So let's get that started. So this is the app. We're getting into the Complete Anatomy platform. This is the software. This is your hub. So you have your atlas, your content, your videos, radiology courses, models. So basically what you're going to do is you can come in, you can look at any of these. The atlas, you're going to be able to click on anything and it's going to basically show you everything that's associated with this. So like if we jump into the structure of a lymph node, you can, it pulls it up. It's preparing my model. This is the first time I've actually pulled this model up. So you can see here, and then you can click on anything and it'll show you exactly where things are, what they look like, what it does, and gives you a little bit more information. So it's really, really kind of cool there. And then I'm going to show you guys the model because a lot of like the content you'll see, I'll show you guys the library and everything. So we're going to go home. I don't want to restore previous session. So we're just going, I don't want lymph node. I want a full body model. That's what I want. Okay, fantastic. All right, we'll get rid of the lymph node here. All right, so we have the full body model here. Now you can search, you can use different tools. So you can come in, you can write on things, you can circle things, you can cut, you can make a fracture, you can show growth or spurs, do pain. I've never used the import, so go check it out if you want to. You purchase it, check it out. You have the library, and the library is extensive. You can go in and see anything. It's fantastic. All right, so let's kind of show this. Now, this is a 3D model, so I can zoom in, I can zoom out. Left click allows me to spin it on an axis. So if I want to look straight down, see the sutures of the skull, I can. But if you left click, it allows you to move it around the screen so you can get a little bit better view of what you're looking for. So you can add different things in. So you can add connective tissue and it starts to just add connective. So now we have the cartilage of the ribs. So you can see ligaments. So it'll start adding the ligaments and things like that in. So we're going to take those off. The coolest thing I think for us as massage therapists is what this does is we can, I'm trying to get this centered. You can always hit the home button too, and it'll center it for you. I just like to do things difficult. All right, so we have the different muscles. So you can come in and you can be like, oh, and you start adding in these layers of muscles. So you can actually be like, oh my gosh, that's the psoas muscle. And you click on that psoas muscle. There you go. Boom. Psoas muscle. So you can come to see the psoas and be like, oh, that's where, okay, you can isolate that muscle. So all you're seeing is that one muscle. So you can see where it attaches. You can move it around. You can view it from all different angles. Oh, that's how that goes. Oh, that's interesting. That's really nifty. So you can isolate the muscle. You can fade that muscle. So if you want to see what's behind it, what's around it, you can fade it. You can hide all of the other muscles. You can hide all the other muscles, which basically is isolating. Or another cool feature is you can fade that. Now, one of the coolest features that I have seen with this particular software is the motion. Now, I know a lot of people have problems picturing from a 2D model to a motion model, and this really helps with that. So we can see how this psoas major helps with hip flexion. Once it pulls up, there you go. So we can see, and if I turn it, when it highlights, that's when it's in action. So you can turn this and be like, oh, that's how that works. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. You can also see how if the leg stays down, how this can pull on this lumbar spine and also cause that anterior tilt of the pelvis. So it's a really awesome tool. So not only do we have the muscles, and we're going to go back to home, not only do we have the muscles, which I'm going to add some extra muscles on. There you go. There, I just want those. You can also see that you can add the arteries. So if I go back know muscles. You can actually see the heartbeat. I'm going to double click it to turn that off. So you can add in arteries, you can add in veins. You can come in and say, okay, I want to so that's the lymphatic system. You can come in and be like, okay, I want to see the nerves. Let's add in some nerves here. All right, we've got, look at all that. That's all sorts of crazy. So I'm going to take some of this off because I want to show you guys something really, really cool. So we deal with a lot of people who may be having arm or back issues or whatever, right? So like people with carpal tunnel thoracic outlet syndrome, we have the brachial plexus right here. But what does that look like with muscles? So we can add in the muscles and we can see how things go. And we'd be like, oh my gosh, look at that. I have the middle scalene here and the anterior scalene here. And oh, the brachial plexus goes right in between those two. So if those are really tight, if the scalenes are really tight and they're rubbing up against each other, that can cause problems down the arm. That is amazing. Oh, and look how close that comes in between the ribs and the clavicle. So if the ribs are elevated and the clavicle's depressed, like in a pregnancy, this means that this could be causing issues down the arms. Just all sorts of ways that you can look at the body and be like, well, what is happening here? And a great way to view the body and to learn about the body. Again, I love this software. This is one of my favorite software purchases. I would keep this over my online booking, quite honestly, because of how informative it is and because of how much I do use it within my practice. So definitely a 10 out of 10 for this software. It is user friendly. They have gone in and they've made a lot of changes over the last 2 years. They've gone in, they've made a lot of changes, and they're continuing to make a lot of changes. I get a survey at least once a year. So it says, hey, what do you think about this? And I answer the survey, and they've taken those survey questions and they've really made the software better. It allows me to use it to teach, to learn, and to show my clients. I also use this and teach my kids. Thank you so much for watching. If you do want to check this stuff out, it is 3d4medical.com. Again, I am not affiliated with them. I don't get anything from them. Definitely go check them out. Try out at least a 3-day free trial and really try to use it in that 3 days. That way you don't miss out on that 3-day free trial. It's an excellent investment. It's an excellent way to continue to refresh your memory and to continue to learn as massage therapist. So if you do choose to do that, great. If you did like this video, like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much if you have. And I'm so looking forward to showing you guys some more stuff with this. But we're going to be going into Muscle Mondays, and we're going to be using this in some of the videos to show you guys the muscles and what they look like and where they attach and how they form. We're going to be doing those Muscle Monday videos. So if you do have any suggestions, let me know. And you guys have an amazing day. Go out, do massage, find success, and make money. We'll see you guys next time.